The Engraver has changed the way we play Boom Beach. Without a doubt, one of the biggest offensive additions to the game, following most likely right after Heroes. The Engraver gives you, the player, the ability to boost one of 12 engravings to drastically affect your offensive stats. Now, yes, not all engravings have to do with offense, but majority of them primarily do, and it's been a phenomenal addition to the game. And in today's video, I want to break down and go through each and every single one of the 12 engravings. Let's do this. Good morning, good afternoon, and yes, good evening, Skull Army and friends. It's your boy, your friendly neighborhood Skull Crusher, coming right back at you with another Boom Beach video. And in today's video, all 12 max engravings. We're going to be starting things off here with the first 4: Power Surge, Ordnance, Adrenaline, and Insulation. These are going to be max level engravings after the Boom Beach January midlife update. So the only changes for those few players that have actually maxed their engravings, the only two changes that you're going to notice is the max level armor and the max level leech. So we're going to start off with the first 4 max level engravings in the engraver, and we've got Power Surge, Ordnance, Adrenaline, and Insulation. By the way, as we do go through each of the engravings, let me know in the comments which engraving you like to use the best here. Power Surge max level gives 55% additional gunboat energy for each building destroyed. Now, I've had a few players mention to me that they're able to manage their gunboat energy statues, essentially stack up on more troop damage and troop health statues, rely on their Power Surge engraving, and then that allows them to accumulate their gunboat energy and just manage it with minimal gunboat energy statues. So that's a sneaky one right there. Haven't actually used Power Surge myself, but I think I might eventually. Ordnance max level increases damage for barrage and artillery abilities by 30%. Now, again, Shock Force Mike, I know, is one of the players. There's been a few players out there that have taken full advantage of Ordnance, whether it's max level or not. This is max level Ordnance at 30% increased damage for barrage and artillery damages. Sometimes even when we have the tribal boost, you get your barrage or your artillery increase in damage. If you do fully boost that out and then, boost your max level Ordnance engraving, I know some players have been able to BART out HQ 27s, which is pretty intense. Now, there is a limit to it, but it is pretty fun playing around with Ordnance there. And then we've got Adrenaline. Now, as a warrior player, I've been using the Adrenaline engraving more and more often here. So this is max level Adrenaline, increases your unit's movement and attack speed by 20%. Your troops are moving 20% faster, and they are attacking 20% faster. Warriors, what's not to love? And I mean, not only warriors, but pretty much any troop in Boom Beach. But it's pretty fun to see the fast troops go even faster. Insulation. Max level Insulation engraving reduces the duration of inhibiting effects such as stun and freeze on your troops by 50%. Now, this one definitely seems like it would come in handy, but there are just so many other better options. So let me know in the comments below if you are using the Insulation engraving. So we're going to move to the next 4 max level engravings. And now we've got Rally, Leech, Interference, and Sabotage. Max level Rally engraving. Boost your remaining unit's speed by 0.6% each time you lose a unit. Bigger units give more boosts. Now, I was using Rally for the longest time as a warrior player, but I've just recently switched over to Adrenaline. So, I mean, depending on what you're looking for, Need for Speed or Need for Speed and Attack, Rally and Adrenaline will both come in handy. But if you're weighing out Rally and Adrenaline, I think Adrenaline does take the top spot there. Leech. This is one of the 2 engravings that did get a nerf for the Boom Beach January update here. So these are the new stats for the max level Leech Engraving. All units heal themselves 15% of the damage they do. Previous to the Boom Beach January update, it was all units heal themselves 25% of the damage they do. Now it's been nerfed by 10%, so now all units heal themselves 15% of the damage they do. So that one kind of stings a little bit, especially once again as a warrior player. So again, Leech, Rally, and Adrenaline are pretty much the three main engravings that I do use. Interference, max level interference engraving. Slows down enemy defenses by 15%. Haven't used it once, haven't even really heard of anybody really talk about interference, so let me know in the comments below if you have any hidden techniques or strategies with the interference engraving. Max level Sabotage engraving. Sabotage is huge. I know a lot of players are using Sab. Decreases enemy defensive statues' effectiveness by 35%. That is huge! So again, you can use that for ops, use it for map clearing. I know players have been taking advantage of the Sabotage for the higher level operations. You know, some of these Zookas are able to take some insane damage from rocket launchers, but Sabotage is definitely in the top 4 when it comes to some of the best engravings to use. And now we're going to trail into the next 4, the final 4 of the max level engravings here on the engraver. And now we've got Armor, Intel, Triage, and Alchemy. So Armor, unfortunately, is the second of the engravings that is going to, or that did get the nerf for the Boom Beach January update here. So the new stats for a max level Armor engraving will be: decreases the base damage per shot of enemy defenses by 100, but only up to 80% of the reduction. Yeah, so I didn't use Armor very much. Again, I know a lot of players were using Armor on higher level operations just to kind of make the Zookas and the Bombas stand and take the heat from rocket launchers and other absolutely disgusting defenses there. But unfortunately, Leech and now Armor have been the first 2 engravings on the engraver to officially get a nerf here. Intel, we're going to be moving into max level Intel engraving. So the stats for a max level Intel engraving: your troops gain 35% of the opponent's offensive statue boost. This is absolutely huge for map clearing. I know a lot of players have taken advantage of this, especially when you are hitting a lot of players that are heavy on the offensive statues, such as troop health or troop damage. Triage, max level Triage engraving. Restores 40% of lost units after battle. Now, I am not an IT player. I do use IT on 3 of my 6 accounts. You know, I pretty much only do play 3 out of my 6 accounts. But for non-IT players, I can see Triage coming in absolutely massive. So I think that is pretty cool that Supercell did actually dedicate a engraving to think of the F2P, the free-to-play players. And once again, I don't use Triage. If you are an F2P, let me know in the comments, and let me know if you're also using that Triage engraving. Restores 40% of lost units after a battle. That's huge, man. That'll add up. And finally, the last max level engraving on the engraver, Alchemy. Converts 100% of looted construction resources, attempting to balance your stored resources. Now, for max level players, you're really kind of not, you know, itching for resources, so I don't use Alchemy. Again, I don't know a lot of other players that have used Alchemy. Yeah, again, I guess if you were looking for a specific upgrade and you just needed those resources, you know, really bad, and you were on that itch, I'm sure Alchemy engraving would come in handy. And for max level stats at 100% of looted construction resources, yeah, that's pretty good. So not bad. I don't use it, but, you know, definitely not bad. So Skull Army and friends, let me know in the comments below what engraving you decide to use, or, you know, if you're one of those people that do decide to switch them up, especially now with the cost of 2 power powder for a 12-hour duration. I think a lot of players will now be getting in that habit of cycling engravings on the engraver. We will officially be wrapping up today's video. It's now time to make like a Tom and cruise.
I'm an actor.
We'll catch you on the next one. Peace!